Okay, this is my, I believe, third video since I've been doing these the last couple of years of Lake Lavon and how dried up that it is. You can see that we've gone to worse again. Today is November the 17th, 2012. The time is about 2:09 in the afternoon, and you're looking out towards the north there if you've watched my other videos. And you can see that's completely dry. We'll be out there in a little while. I'm going to spin you around here underneath the bridge slowly, and you can see that this whole thing is pretty dry. Sadly dry. And of course over top of me you're hearing the cars running over the bridge. So that's the noise that you hear. There is directly underneath the bridge. Let me go ahead and try to lighten that up a little bit so you can see under there. That's really light, but you can see it's completely dry. Let's take that back down again. And on over towards the right, I'll take you a little bit because we'll go out there and I'll show you more. They're just weeds starting right there. So, but all that's completely dry. So let's go on out and let's take a look and see what else. Okay, I've moved about 3.5 piers in underneath the bridge. There's another, I don't know, 6 or 7 I would say behind me. So I'm a little better than a third of the way in. So that's looking back where I was shooting from underneath the bridge there. I'm going to take you around this way, which we already actually saw, but I want to show it to you from this point of view. And you can see that I'm standing out where, honest to goodness, I should be drowning if things were normal here. But obviously, since I'm standing here with a tripod and a camera on dry ground, I'm not exactly drowning. So you can see all the way around. Here's the bridge. So you can see at this point about here we've come 180 degrees, and it's completely and totally dry, as you can see. Here again, I'll lighten this up for you underneath this bridge. So again, you can see that's totally dry ground. Now as we go on out, looking towards the south, you will see it's still dry. Still very dry. And down there now you probably see some water out in the distance. That water's got to be at least a few hundred feet from me. And that is pretty much, yeah, a straight on view of the water. It's a little bit crooked. Let's see if that's a little bit more straight there. And I will walk on out there and show you. But here, as we just finished the tour, we'll come back around underneath the bridge where we started. And you will see, there's that. Okay, and I'm going to walk out a little ways towards the wall. Here is some old pieces of rusty iron that's just laying out here in the middle of nowhere. That's really buried in the ground. Let me show you. See, it doesn't move. Hard iron. Very, very hard iron. So, just something that got buried a long time ago. Thought it was interesting. I wanted to show you this rock field that's out here that I don't recall seeing before. There's an absolute ton of rocks, if you can hopefully see those, and I believe you can. It stretches all the way out there as far as you can see, pretty much to the edge of where the water would be anyway. And as we come around, you can see there's just a lot of these things. And out there you can see some of the water level is now. And then some more rocks in front. And as we slide around here, they go out through there for a piece. So those are pretty good sized rocks. Pretty good sized rocks. I just didn't know that there was this kind of rocks here. And then of course you can see some of the old stubby trees out there as well. So let's go on and let's walk on towards the water, and then we'll look back at the bridge. Now I've just come out to the edge of the rocks because this ground is actually still really soft and kind of mushy. I'm sinking in probably about an inch as I walk. So I've decided to stop at this point. But here, just to show you, I'm going to zoom out here as much as I can on this 24 to 70. And you can see the water there. And so with that zoomed out to 70 millimeters, let's just spin around here and show you. Go ahead and focus there. And like I said, this is all just sort of soft muck. I mean, it's kind of dry. It don't really stick to you, but it's still very soft. So it's still holding some dampness. You can see some of the tree stubs there. And then, what I want to do, without sinking myself here, see the edge of the water there. The rocks. I want to spin all the way back. You can see the starting of the bridge there. And then more of the bridge. And then back underneath that. And it was about in the middle of those two. So it's about there where I walked out through here. So that's that. Here's a shell that I ran across. It's in the ground. I haven't touched it. The white thing right in the center with a lot of darkness around it. That is actually a shell. Who knew? It's a closer up of that shell I'm telling you about. It's like a regular seashell to me. It's just kind of mucky and stuff. And totally undisturbed there, but I'm going to disturb it here in a moment. That's the underside of the shell. I flipped it over and there's some ants living underneath of it. So that is what it looks like. I'm going to leave it there. If you've watched my previous videos, then you've seen this old part of this pier laying down here before. Just old concrete base for some piers is what it really is for an old bridge. Before obviously it was replaced with this one here. So just wanted to shoot that and show you that that's still here. Really, people? You throw an old alternator, it looks like to me, in the river, or the lake I should say, and now here it lays exposed. I've seen some wildlife out here. As you can see, it's a little woolly worm there. And you see, just like that one I shot in Washington, Nebraska, if you happen to watch that video, this one's got a pure black back as well. So, I just wonder if that means that we are going to have a tough winter. You can see he's working his way around. Okay, I'm several hundred feet up from the bridge now, up towards the north. Some of these little tree snags are. There's a couple others right there I'll get. And as you look around here, you can see, obviously I'm still on dry ground. Remember, this is looking up towards the north. And completely dry here. I just wanted to get out here by these snags. And I'm going to show you the bridge. I'm going to turn this around. Okay, I'm in the exact same spot. I've simply turned around and I'm showing you the bridge. And way out there is the water. Probably not coming through in this video, I'm not sure, but just look a little bit around here and you can see it's car up on the bridge. It's totally dry. There's a tire right over there, if you can see that. Oh, and those clamshells, those shells, whatever they are, I ran across a whole bunch of them walking over here. Didn't bother filming since I got one, but I find it crazy that there's so many. Of course, there's quite a few dead fish as well. Don't want to film that, but you know, just kind of sad how dry this thing is. Quick example of the shells I'm talking about. You can see right there's one. I'm only a few feet from where I was a little bit ago. And right over here, as you can see, is another one that's flipped upside down. So I didn't touch either one of these. This is the way they were. And there's several others around, up and back. So okay, now this is crazy. Those are spent shotgun shells in a big plastic tub. They're just sitting there, and some paper down there in it as well. Wow, totally uncalled for. Should not be here. How stupid.